Hi friends, I am back with another video related to temperature dependence of resistance. So first, what is a resistance? How can we measure resistance? So resistance is nothing but we know that if it is an energy band gap diagram of any element, every element have a valence band. So this is the valence band and this is the conduction band. So when the charge carriers, it may be electrons or it may be holes, when the charge carriers move from the valence band to conduction band, so the movement of electrons will happen here, and this movement of electrons will generate the current in them. If the energy gap, this gap is more, that means the resistance is more, and if this gap is less, that means the resistance is less. So this energy gap is also termed as forbidden energy gap or band gap, E suffix G. Its unit is electron volts. So we know that our materials are generally classified in three terms: metals, semiconductors and insulators, depending upon this band gap energy, band gap difference. So the difference between their valence level and their conduction level band is the energy band gap. So this, if it is small, means the resistance is very less. If it is big, that means the resistance is huge. So how this one depends upon temperature. So it has the parameter termed as temperature coefficient of resistance, which is defined as the ratio of increase in resistance per degree rise in temperature to its resistance at 0 degrees Celsius. So this alpha value is RT minus R naught by R naught T. So here RT is the resistance at temperature T, R naught is the resistance at 0 degrees Celsius, and alpha is the temperature coefficient of resistance. So we know that what happens is, if this is the diagram E and E. So this is the increasing energy level, and as we consider the metal, that means the valence band and the conduction band. So sorry, the conduction band will be at the topper end and this is the valence band. They both will be overlapped in some cases. So this is for metals. Let me denote it as M. So the electrons are supercharged. They have excess of energy because they can move freely. The temperature when we are giving, that means we are providing extra energy to the electrons in the form of thermal energy. So when they get those energies, their kinetic energy, their velocity will increase, and in that case the electrons will collide with each other because uh, imagine you are going in a high traffic road. So the number of cars present in the road is very large numbers. So at that time, if you are giving temperature, if you are having tension or some uh, mm, let me say some important work, and if someone is coming very fastly, so the cars are the electrons which are present, free electrons. So it's a very highly congested road is there, and you have to go very fastly. So what happens if some very high pressure work or something comes, means we are giving extra temperature, tension, temperature is equivalent to tension, means we will hit with another car and it will cause accidents. So due to that hitting and those things, that is the resistance, it will block the flow of the cars. So that is in similarity with the happenings in conductors also. When we give temperature to the conductors, the electrons which are already having free charges, which are already have enough kinetic energy to move, as they get extra energy, they will collide with each other, creating resistance in them. So whenever we increase temperature in case of metals, it will uh, make the metal inactive because the resistance in that metal will be increasing. But what happens in semiconductors? For the best example for semiconductors is, imagine a highway where the number of cars are less, a highway. So in highway, if you give accelerator in your car, you can move as much as possible. The flow of electrons or the flow of the car will be the resistance will be less and you can move as much as possible. So it is like a highway. The conduction band and the valence band are separated at a medium distance. So the temperature which we are giving is providing enough energy to the electrons present in the valence band to move easily from the valence to the conduction without hitting or colliding with the other electrons. So in case of semiconductors, this temperature will be acting as the catalyst, will be acting as the superpower for them to become a charge carriers, to become conductors, or not conductors, to become, to easily what we can say, to have a nice flow of current in them. And the resistance of the semiconductors will be decreasing when the temperature is increasing in case of semiconductors. Insulators, it will have no influence because the band gap of insulators, let me say, that is the valence, sorry, this is conduction and this is valence. The gap is very high such that even the temperature, the energy obtained from the temperature is not enough by the electrons present in the valence band to reach the conduction band. It is not possible. So there is no influence of temperature on the electrons in case of insulators. So this is semiconductor and this is an insulator. So the best example you can imagine is that highly congested road for metals. Whenever you are having tension, that is working as the temperature in the case of electrons. So they will be colliding with each other, leading to a path failure or an accident between the electrons or between the cars in case of the road, and the resistance will increase. While in case of semiconductor, the temperature will be used as the velocity source by the electrons in the valence band to reach the conduction band. So thank you, and if you like this video, please do like this video and subscribe this channel. And if you have any other topics to discuss or any doubts, please do write me in the comment section and I will be posting that video related to that as soon as possible. Thank you.